So this is the Building the Future Together special projects. How we've started this was from September. I coordinated several tutors and artists to come out to venues in the local area which were near each of the respective schools. The children got to engage in a 6-week pilot of artistic activity.
Well, the outcome, there's lots of outcomes actually. There's lots of soft skills they'll get from it, you know, as in working as part of a team, gaining more confidence, not being scared, you know, to have a go at anything in front of people.
The 4 special schools are working closer together, which we haven't really done. We wouldn't ordinarily have been able to access these projects at all.
And you can just see everyone just feels a lot more self-confident, a lot more comfortable, and I think a lot more ready to tackle tasks that they haven't tried before.
They just seem to get all involved and they really enjoy working together, and you see a different side of them, I think, being outside the classroom setting.
They don't get a lot of chance to mix with other children outside of school, so days like today are very good for the inclusive aspect as well, to make new friends and to build new social skills.
All of the tutors, I've worked with them all for a very, very long time, and they are extremely specialist in their approach. They've had years and years of experience working with these particular groups. Within that, they understand how something needs to be communicated, how to make something exciting and dynamic and engaging, and as well that kind of awareness that if somebody is finding something difficult or challenging, that they are able to pick up on that quite instinctively and respond to that straight away. What I like about what's happened during the pilot project for Btft is that children, for example, who have been extremely underconfident and the self-esteem has been quite low, where they have taken part in a drama session and where that tutor is so skilled at what he does, that by the end of a session, a child who cannot maintain eye contact with another person is maintaining that eye contact and vocally expressing themselves in a new way and producing new sounds. And to see that is quite miraculous. And I think that does come down to the skill of these tutors that we've been able to employ on the project. Keenan is a pupil in Park Lane School. And Keenan has autism, and there is an element to his autism where he's actually got obsessive compulsive disorder as well. For the longest time, Keenan has been very isolated, I think, from the rest of kind of society or those regular kind of mainstream activities. There are certain situations, social situations, that make him very, very distressed. He now is becoming a young man, and he is almost 14 years old. And so from being at the school, he's developed a lot, and he's really dealing with some of those issues in a much better way from what I can see.
When we found out about Keenan, we were living down in Cardiff at the time, and I took him to playgroup, and he was just so destructive as a child. He wouldn't play with anyone, and I went to pick him up one day and the lady said to me, "I think you need to go back and see a health visitor." And she said a few things, that he's destructive, he screams a lot, he just throws things. And I came out there, I was in tears. Oh, we were devastated, because we just didn't know really where to turn. We knew that we had some sort of diagnosis to say that he's on the autistic spectrum, but then we were like, what do we do now? You know, we didn't really know anything about autism. Then we started looking into autism, then going onto the internet, and he's always going to have this for the rest of his life. And then that's when it hit home, to think that he can't get better from this. This is a mental problem.
We took a 3D flat snowman, a flat board, okay, and then we would just putting plasticine into it, and then we were just putting a little bar of something, and then we were just adding, and then we put the scarf on, and then what we did is just like we just put some dots. Okay, we put some dots on. Now we just did the buttons at the end, but I did the buttons at the end, but I put the details on the head. And when I was just like adding dots onto the scarf and the hat, I was just rolling. We just had a bit of tiny plasticine, and we were just like, we just were rolling it into a bowl, a little bit of balls, and then we just pressed them down.
But you know, as he's getting older, it's getting easier. Yeah. Because now Keenan is more aware of his disability, and we sit down and we chat. Yeah. And we say, you know, okay, you are a little bit different to other children, but that doesn't make you a bad person. Look at your art. Look how something good like that has come out of your disability. What he does get is a lot of support from us. You know, we love him so much, and we just put all positive into his art. He found a little niche what he likes doing, and we say, right, Keenan, let's focus on this. You want to be a cartoon artist? You can be.
My name's David Hutchin, and I'm a ESF youth coach for the Btft project. We're doing sort of a breakdancing session here, which is part of a special project that's going on. Jason is obviously taking the session, and I've got 2 support staff down here with me from my squin, and the kids are just giving it their all, trying to learn how to breakdance basically.
My name's Jason. My dance name is actually Slammo. That's what most people call me in the dance world, and a lot of the kids these days call me. I represent an organisation called Elemental Force. We're a youth development organisation based in South Wales, teaching breakdancing on an introductory grassroots level, but also offering opportunities and sustainable opportunities for the future within dance and the dance industry.
My name is Darlene, and I'm from my school, and I'm 17 years old. We've been learning how to move properly and all different tricks with him, and like showing not giving ourselves just confidence, showing how we can improve ourselves on breakdancing.
Well, the outcome, there's lots of outcomes actually. There's lots of soft skills they'll get from it, you know, as in working as part of a team, gaining more confidence, not being scared, you know, to have a go at anything in front of people, as well as actually being able to learn the art of breakdancing. You know, it might lead to a career in whether it's, you know, doing what Jason does and teaching, you know, other young people, or whether it's you know, just doing it for a recreational basis.
The way I see it is this: when I started working with young people, I worked with typically just average kids from after-school clubs through to community centre groups. Obviously, I met more challenging and hard-to-reach children who for whatever reasons have either learning disabilities or social experiences that have led them to act and behave a certain way. What I do find is, regardless of their backgrounds, regardless even of their ability in most part, is that this actually is a fun and exciting and very cool thing to do.
I mean, these are in post-16, so they're like 17, 18 years old. You know, next year some of them have to leave, go into the big wide world, so it just gives them another alternative other than being in class studying all the time.
My name is Laura, and I'm a youth coach working in Park Lane Special School. We're doing a drama workshop here today. We've also been doing rock school in the other room as well. Here they're just doing role playing, experimenting with sounds and instruments. It's a really good opportunity for the children. They're learning to communicate in more varied ways, so that's one of the biggest aims really, and also they're addressing the Welsh aspect of the course as well.
My name's Teresa, I'm 14 years of age and I go to Park Lane Special School in Chicago. Well, we've been doing dance and drama today, we've been doing acting, or stuff like that.
It really enriches the curriculum they have in school already, and it's a really good opportunity to express themselves. Lots of them have problems with expressive language.
I'm Andy Henson, I'm head teacher of School Hainvelling. I've been a head here for 14 years. The school's developed from when we were in the special school to School Hainvelling now. Got 152 on roll, with varying needs, with pupils with autism, to cerebral palsy, to learning difficulties. And I think the real success story of the Building the Future, which is still in its infancy, is it's given opportunities for our chats which they wouldn't ordinarily have. The Glee Club, which for the young chaps perhaps would, oh, I don't really want to do that, but at the end of it they really enjoyed it, and they wanted to continue to do that. And what we're looking to do with our other links with the E3 is to link that in with some of the E3 activities which go on in some of the comprehensive schools. And without Building the Future that wouldn't have been able to happen.
My name's Emma Jane Parker. I am by trade a choreographer. I've worked in the business now for probably about 14 years. I've worked a lot with theatre schools, a lot with children from the ages of 4 up until, you know, adults, plus adult classes as well. Glee Club is brilliant because it's high energy and it's about a team effort. It's working together. You know, it doesn't matter about who you are, where you come from, that sort of thing. Everybody's come together and we're all here to perform and just have a really good time.
Well, learning about confidence on the stage, learning about teamwork, trust, you know, and loads of confidence basically. Yeah, like if you just want to do a show, like downstairs in a pub, it helps you out. So it's showing you now, like, don't be afraid, just believe in yourself.
We structure the class so that we do some very general warm-ups for dance and for singing, and then we look more closely at one of the songs and the movement that will be attached to it. So not necessarily separating the dance and the singing, but putting those things together, because as a performer you need to bring those 3 skills together. So you're asking them quite a huge task really, to act it, to sing it and to move it as well, and bring those 3 things together by the end of the session. Oh, they're brilliant. They're doing really well. It's like I said, I really love when the children come in, if they're a little bit unconfident, and then for them to change and to really come round and enjoy it. They really love just getting around and moving to the music, and just to see them smiling and being receptive and going away and humming the song when they leave and asking to do it again is a really good thing. So they've done really well today so far. It's an outlet, it's a way, it's an expression, it's a creative thing. Everybody's got something creative inside of them, a way that they want to express themselves. And sometimes maybe communicating through talking isn't always the best way. So for me, for dance, to communicate through dance, I love that.
My name is Gail Griffiths. I've recently been awarded the IWA Educator of the Year for the work that I do for Plugged In and Raw magazines, and that involves me tutoring young people in basic skills, so they learn spelling, literacy, how to write concisely, precisely. I mean, poetry sounds like a very boring word, but when you think songs are lyrics and lyrics are poems, and everyone sings along to the songs, so when you explain that, they realise that poems aren't fuddy-duddy, they can be quite fun, and it's really simple to just string 3 words together to make a line. I call them word strings, and then you write 3 or 4 lines, and you've actually got a poem, very simple poem, so it's a noun, a verb and an adverb. If you introduce them to words, they learn to read and write, and if you can get them into reading and writing more, that helps them with their life skills for life. They've got a basic skill that they can take with them forever. You know, you have to fill a form in for everything these days, so you need to learn to spell properly. You need to be able to know when grammar comes into play with punctuation. There seems to be more in the special schools that I've worked in. There seems to be more boys. I'm not sure what the reason is, but those boys obviously need those life skills to be able to go out into the world and just be part of the community, really. Whatever job they do, even if they join a voluntary group, they would always have to write down somebody's name to register them, or write their own name down. I think they're surprised how many words they actually know, and they know how to spell them as well, which is really important, and it's just giving them that confidence. So I think because they're smiling, they realise that they did know more than they thought, and it is quite scary when someone says, how do you spell something? So rather than do that, I just write it down for them and talk about the different letters and the different sounds, and it's amazing the vocabulary that they do come out with, really, but they just don't ever put it together.
I think young people have gained a lot of skills regarding the art form itself, so technically how to operate a camera, you know, how to create a poem. For example, in the poetry sessions, the tutor came away from that, who delivered for us, and said, I was absolutely blown away by the end of the session, the level of English literacy understanding those children left that session with. The children were so excited, and throughout the session they were shouting out the meaning of adjectives and verbs and nouns. And I think taking them out of that classroom setting, working with a brand new tutor who they don't necessarily know, but who was very skilled in that delivery, I think it challenged those young people, and the level of learning that they attained, I think, shocked all of us.
Today they're doing graffiti art, so we brought Bradley in to do graffiti art. They're absolutely loving it. They've done some designs inside on paper first, now they're coming out and actually spraying. With graffiti, I mean, I don't know a lot about it myself, so I've learned a thing or two from it as well. So it's, I mean, by the looks of things, they're all having a great time. There's no reason why they can't take it on outside of here, so whether they join some kind of club or whether they keep in contact with Bradley about how you go about pursuing it, that'll be interesting, really.
It's a really artistic thing, and for me, that always, you know, captures like a young person's imagination, you know, in its bright colours. And I guess, like for me when I was younger, it was the whole styles and the brightness of it. I suppose with this they can get to take it home and put it up on their bedroom wall. You know, they've always got a piece of unique art. The first hour they were inside and they were actually freehand drawing. They had some support from the support staff plus Bradley, so they were mainly doing their names, but he had lots of books with him as well to get some inspiration and some ideas. And then of course they're just transferring now out onto the boards. Oh well, I've seen a lot of confidence in it because I work with some of them on a one-to-one basis as a learning coach anyway, and there's one or two who are really interested in art anyhow, so it'll just develop their confidence further. I mean, support staff are here to give them that extra bit of motivation and to let them keep going on and keep telling them to, you know, keep never giving up.
Well, we've got two sessions going on today. We've got the contemporary dance in here, and then we've got percussion next door. The contemporary dance is like really expressive and creative and things. It's giving them a chance to explore like different movements and different ways of like passing objects and things, so they've loved that. But the percussion's really good as well because they get to make up their own rhythms and make up their own like songs as a group and things. So yeah, they're really enjoying it.
My name's Zoe Martin and I'm a freelance dance artist for Rhondda Cynon Community Arts, and therefore I just teach in the community creative and contemporary dance. So basically we've just been doing various warm-up games, and it's just experiencing being really high, being really low and turning, and just basically just trying to get further, reaching out further than their bodies normally on an everyday day.
Well, because everybody's valued as an individual, they get to express their creative side, and you know, we're always looking for the positives and all the negatives, so everybody, you know, gets a round of applause every time, you know, whenever they do something, and just giving them the chance to perform to their peers and feel appreciated.
Yeah, basically I work for a company called Community Music Wales. Myself, we do various classes, you know, such as this, and we do songwriting sessions and everything as well. I mean, this is a sort of freelance situation for me, for Pontypridd, you know, for the area, for Rhondda Cynon. But my background originally was I'm a singer and a performer.
Well, in next door, I've been on them drums, and two papaya, and we did on the dance. They put two hands onto the drums. Ever pick the drums up and put it between your legs and start hitting them.
Like the young people, they're interacting really well with each other. They're really keen to get up and perform in front of others. Like there's one young person who at the beginning she didn't want to get up in front of an audience at all, and now she gets up, you know, without even blinking an eyelid. So yeah.
I think it's just giving them a new experience really, and then they're finding things that they didn't realise they could do, and it's just giving them that release and that freedom as well with creative dance and contemporary. It's just giving them that freedom to move how they want to move and not being told they should move like this, they should move like that. It's just giving them that freedom and that confidence and that voice really to just move how they want to.
Well, today they're doing a puppetry workshop, so the tutors brought in some puppets to have a look at and play with, and also they've got to design and make their own puppets and then do a performance piece at the end with them. I think it's a good chance for them to express themselves, because I think sometimes people with special educational needs might become frustrated because they can't express themselves vocally sometimes. So if you've got a creative outlet for it, it's better because it's a different way for them to express themselves and express how they're feeling and their emotions.
I think it can be more accessible to them. I wanted to keep everything simple, knowing that with paper and tissue paper, it can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. So in that respect, it's very much open to everybody. But I think it's just important for anybody, children, adults of all ages and all abilities. I think it's just a chance to be creative and have fun and learn without realising that you're learning.
Oh, we're doing a puppet and the footballer. Sean done the top and Jordan done the shorts and I done the head.
Use the leg.
The legs. Jordan done the legs. We wrapped it up. We wrapped it up and we stuck it with sellotape.
I think it's about having fun, good team skills, or I don't think there could just be one, but most importantly I think you can build their confidence hugely as well, because they're having fun and they're losing their inhibitions. They might not be aware that, oh okay, this can be quite daunting, I'm doing this little bit of puppetry, but to lose those inhibitions and just be more confident in themselves, I think is one of the biggest outcomes.
Because it's something different, I suppose. It's not the kind of thing that they get to do every day, and it is, as you say, a very visual workshop, so to have like loads and loads of different visual stimuli, I suppose it's really good for them, and it's different and it's exciting.
We've done a puppet. We've done a dog. He's yellow, black and brown. He's got a blue tail.
I've been doing snake. You have to roll the balls up and put them on snake. You have to put notes to sellotape on it.
Like when they first came here, they were quite quiet and they weren't mixing so much. And I noticed personally to me that they didn't engage with me because they didn't know me. But now, you know, we're on the 3rd week, I think, and everyone's having a great time, everyone's chatting, everyone's like chatting to me. And you can see everyone just feels a lot more self-confident, a lot more comfortable, and I think a lot more ready to tackle tasks that they haven't tried before, like we've seen today. They just get straight in there.
Equally as well, what's unusual about it is that the 4 special schools are working closer together, which we haven't really done. And we haven't been able to get these high quality deliverers to come and deliver poetry sessions. And there was a particular session with a chap who finds communication difficult, but by the end of the session he was articulating his views very, very clearly. Now that is a real success story. Small progress perhaps other people may perceive it, but a huge thing for him and for his family. We wouldn't ordinarily have been able to access these projects at all.
We've had the Taken Flight Theatre Company come into T Cork, and we've had special needs children from Park Lane, Haindon and T Cork come in to do a sensory workshop with the children. The tutors, Beth and Elise, have been talking about a story introduced to the children. They've been reenacting it just in different textures, different sounds, different visual aids as well.
Taking Flight Theatre have come in to work with pupils with severe learning difficulties from 3 different schools who have got together to provide opportunities for pupils, both PMLD and with autism, to benefit their creative approaches and lots of skills, including communication.
My name's Elise Davison. I'm co-artistic director of Taking Flight Theatre Company. We're a professional theatre company. There's a couple of things that we do. One is that we create accessible theatre pieces using integrated casts of disabled, non-disabled and sensory impaired actors. We also run workshops, bespoke workshops, for any group that might contact us saying that they want a workshop. We tend to make a lot of our work, particularly when we're working with PMLD students, students with profound or multiple learning disabilities, we try to make those a multisensory experience so that getting lots of emotions, stimulating lots of ideas, and so it becomes quite a creative process, and it's a lovely experience for the students to go through.
Yeah, it's really good for the inclusion aspect, for the children mixing from different schools and to making new friends as well. And especially for these children with profound and multiple learning difficulties, it's very good for them because the different sensory awareness they really need.
Shannon, have you enjoyed taking flight theatre? Can you do the sign for me? Well done. Has it been good? Wonderful. Have you made lots of new friends? What's our sign for friends? Well done. Has it made you happy? Wonderful. And has it been great fun and really good? Thumbs up. Shannon, has it been a thumbs up? Really good? You do thumbs up if you think so. Well done, Shannon, yay! Well done. Good girl.
Caris obviously has a different set of issues to somebody, for example, in Keenan's position. It's quite interesting because whereas Keenan's disability is in his mind, Caris's disability is very, very physical. Caris's itinerary to go about her daily life it's inconceivable. Again, it's one of those situations you really have to see it to kind of believe it.
She's exactly 5 months old when she came into hospital. When she was born, they told me she probably wouldn't survive. She's on oxygen. They said she might be on oxygen for the rest of her life. When she's a year and 5 months, she came off oxygen. But obviously, she beat that. It's been challenging, but she's getting stronger and she's helping us through it. And she's such a joy to have. We wouldn't want it any other way, like, you know. But sometimes it can be tiring. So thank goodness I got a dad and my mum to help me as much as you can.
The first challenge I would say is when Caris has been woken up in the morning. Ordinarily for an able-bodied child, the child would wake up, particularly as a 14-year-old, get her, brush her teeth, wash her face, dress herself, make herself breakfast, school bus comes, gets on the bus, goes to school. For Caris and her disability, because she has weakness in her trunk muscles, I have to physically sit her up in bed. So that's the first challenge. Also as well, because of her weight, her mum is physically unable to actually carry Caris. So when I sit Caris up in bed, I've then got to physically lift Caris off the bed onto her chair, but doing so in a safe way that I don't give myself a lower back injury, and that is always my fear.
Caris is somebody who is intensely social. She is so friendly, she gleans so much from contact with other people, and I know there's something that's really stuck out for her parents and herself. I remember when she attended the T Cork provision, what she said to me that she loved the most about that experience was meeting the children from the other schools.
Should go with mum and dad. Sometimes with nan.
Yeah, you wish you could see your friends though on weekends, wouldn't you? You'd miss your friends. But they live so far apart, don't they? That's the only problem. She could spend more time with her friends. That's, I think, is the most important. Because she's such a sociable character. That's what it is mostly. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's her friends, that's what it is. We just got on with it because she's our child, and but yeah, we do have some fun, don't we, Car?
Yeah, we do have some fun.
We go to the cinema, do we go to bowling and everything like that. We go to shows. Yeah.
I'm Katie Bryce and I'm working as part of Ysgol T Cork as a youth coach. And today it's been split up into two groups, one doing singing and one doing drama. So yeah, I've been part of the singing group and it's been really good. We did a lot of different exercises with our voices and also a lot of silly things like wiggling around to get everyone warmed up and ready. So I think they really enjoyed it, yeah. Often them sitting in a classroom doesn't get the best out of them. So I think if they're up and they're moving and doing creative things, then they seem to really benefit from that.
My name's Mike Church. I've been doing a drama workshop with a group from the school. Well, I work freelance as a performance poet and a drama, doing drama workshops, and have worked as an actor, doing storyteller, a variety of things really, a sort of mixed bag.
I'm Sarah Harmon and I live up near Abergavenny, and I was originally trained in drama, in fact, a long time ago at university, but I moved into doing singing work, and I really specialise in people who really want to sing but think they can't. Well, it's achieving something, I think, achieving something successfully is always really good for people's confidence. There's nothing worse than failing at things. So I think the way that I teach is about achieving small steps and getting things right and gradually working towards doing something really good. So I think it can really help them achieve confidence in that way because they've achieved something and they've done something that they worked on all together.
My favourite thing is always learn and watch. And then I get involved. And then I got up and then I decided to join in.
When they came, they were all a bit quiet and they didn't really know what to expect. And when I said we were going to do a warm-up, they all looked a bit nervous about that. But actually, they mostly joined in really well. And I noticed that even the ones that find it difficult to sing were engaged with what was going on.
They just seem to get all involved and they really enjoy working together, and you see a different side of them, I think, being outside the classroom setting.
Just during the course of this session we've just had, obviously knowing where to pitch it and getting the pitch right, but by the end they were really enjoying themselves, they were really into role as well, and they were actually delivering things with great confidence, playing games, and actually we did a little drama exercise on a park bench where they were really getting into character as well.
And looking overall at the programme, it's been so robust. They haven't just gone into an activity and thought, right, we're going to do kind of arts and crafts for 6 weeks. You know, for these schools to participate in a weekly programme where they had the experience of 10 to 12 artistic activities, I think it's really opened up a kind of a doorway to young people to see the wide variety of things they can get involved with, which are creative. And I think each individual art form is so powerful in its own right to be able to draw out a different way of communicating for these children. The way you would communicate in drama might be very different to the way you learn to communicate and express yourself through singing, and the way that you express yourself and communicate through digital storytelling. And I think having that wide variety is something that doesn't often happen, and I think it was of huge benefit to the young people.
Today our set is arts and crafts, and the children are making Christmas themed decorations and things. Really fun, yeah. The different textures and different techniques they are using is really good for them because they don't get a lot of this normally, so it's really good for them. They've worked really hard and really well. It's very simple techniques she's using, and she's pushing on some of them to use a few more techniques, so yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
I think it's just extending their sort of knowledge of arts and crafts materials, yeah, and just giving them a chance to express themselves in a different way. That's what I try to do, is sort of make the project for all abilities, so that anybody can start off and then they can take it to their own level then.
They don't get a lot of chance to mix with other children outside of school, so days like today are very good for the inclusive aspect as well, to make new friends and to building their social skills, so it's really good for them.
Everything they've made they can take home with them, which I think is good for them as well, so they can go show their families, show back in school what they've made as well.
It's really nice to see a mix of schools representing the children and working well together.
Today we're doing digital stories. Two ladies who come in, Tracy and Amy, they're delivering the sessions, and so far it's been brilliant. Been taking part in little warm-up activities, and this afternoon they're going to make or do a little pilot for I think a holiday programme. As I say at the start of the lesson, because they're a bit unsure, it's a new surrounding, they've never met the sort of the tutor or the instructor before, so they're a little bit shy. But then as the lesson sort of goes on, you see them coming out of their shell a little bit and enjoying it. You see their confidence rising. So it does take an hour or so for them to get into it, but by the end you can definitely see, you know, they're more confident.
My name's Amy. We're here today doing some filmmaking exercises. We started by doing some like warm-up stuff, name games, getting people to kind of warm up a little bit, feel a bit more comfortable with each other. We've just got the camera out and we're planning to do like a short weather type magazine programme. I mean it's a good thing to do with anybody really, because it's just nice to tell stories and to use your imagination.
My name's Demi, I'm 17 and I go to my school. Well, we came in and they said to us, basically they're going to learn us how to work a camera, and we're going to put on an act, really, and just do some acting.
Some are already more confident than others, and there's a couple over there who are shy, and you can see straight away I'm trying to encourage you, giving them the shoulder, say, go on, take part. So hopefully by the end of it you'll see every one of them, not just 2 or 3, taking part in it. So I'm hoping it'll do a lot for their confidence.
Well, what they're going to do at the end is to actually do the programme. So we're going to film it as we go along, try and edit in camera as much as we can, so that at the end of the session we all sit as an audience and watch it back on the screen. I think it's great for professionals to come in because you can show like your expertise in the field, and for people to have a go basically and just see if they enjoy it really.
I'm Neil White. I'm a community musician dash tutor. I run music workshops for all sorts of people. Today, just giving a taste of being involved, working together as a group, using the computer to make music, playing African drums. We did some sound beam work, which is using movement to create music. And the main focus is just working together as a group, though, and trying to get people to sort of to listen to each other. And you know, these type of workshops are brilliant for sort of developing trust and self-confidence and self-expression, being able to sort of express yourself musically.
My name is Corey. I played music here. I played the sound beam. I had the guitar, and we had to put our hand in the front of it. We had to go like that, like funny noises.
The drums are great because they're just so accessible. Immediately you can get a group of people together, and immediately, you know, it's very easy to get people communicating across a circle. The sound beam is great because people use it instinctively. They're just using movement, and they listen to what they're creating, and although they can't actually, might not be able to play an instrument, they can express themselves very directly to what is being created musically.
I would say that now the pilot is completed, the real kind of jewel in the crown is the fact that on the next wave of activity we are putting together, for the first time ever, the 4 special schools in RCT will come together and the young people will work together.
We're now going to have joint workshops with all the schools, and we're all going to be working in each other's schools. Pupils are going to be working together with the aim that we can then move forward and actually perform on a national stage, which will be a fantastic opportunity for the chaps to do that.
I hope that you'll be able to go to college, to art college. I hope that there'll be enough support out there, because I'm not going to stop him doing something that he really loves doing because of his disability, because of his social disability. Well, obviously the arts side of things he really, really likes, and I think the support that you were giving is fantastic. You know, we're really fortunate that we've got this in our community to help Keenan and other children with a disability. And I think it's a fantastic opportunity.
You never stop learning, do you? And I think it's by putting ourselves in situations which we ordinarily we wouldn't have done, then we think, well, actually, yeah, we can do that. And particularly around the pupils with more complex needs, because they're so challenging, because we want to be able to enable them to access as much as we can.
I think that to allow a child to be creatively free in an environment where there is no judgment, everybody understands the needs that are going on, everybody understands the level of support that is required. I think something very amazing happens when a child is allowed to creatively go through a process of kind of discovery and expression. The level to which it raises those young people's confidence, I think is the type of thing you need to be there to really understand it and see the process happen. And if that happens, where they then start to branch out into the community on a wider level and take part in other activities, I think then we've really had a very special outcome with Building the Future Together being the platform and the vehicle to drive that forward.